So we have Alissa Bilyeu with us tonight. She's an Ambassador Diamond Top 20 income earner, and she also just hit the Millionaires Club not too long ago. So she's going to share with us her tips. Alissa, if you want to just tell us how you got started with It Works, what you were doing before you started, and how It Works is kind of your journey with it.
Sure. So I got started 2.5 years ago. I saw my upline, Tiffany Her. She was posting on Facebook before and afters. And I was like, what the heck is this? And so I watched her post for 3 months. And, just the before and afters, I was so intrigued. And, they really caught my eye. And so I maxed out our last credit card to try some wraps. So I became a loyal customer. And my wraps came. I tried my first wrap and I didn't see any results. I tried my second wrap and I didn't see any results. And then I tried a third. And I compared my before and after pictures, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is freaking crazy. And so immediately, whenever I saw, Tiffany had told me, use all four. Don't make an opinion until you use all four. So that's something you always want to remember to tell people is 1 is a treat, 4 is a treatment. Because if she hadn't told me that, I don't know if I would be here. And so I immediately, once I saw my results, I really saw the opportunity. I saw, I was like, so many people would want this product. And at the time, all that I knew was that there was a wrap. I had no clue that there was anything else. And I don't even think I knew there was anything else until after I had started when I was watching my training video. And so, Michael and I, we were teen parents and we lived on food stamps and government assistance for, years. That was the life that we knew. And, I always knew that I was made for more, but I didn't know. I'm in college. I dropped out of college. It just wasn't for me. And Michael got his degree. And, we just kind of did what you're supposed to do. And so I worked while he went to school. I took care of Harper. And we struggled for so long. And it's crazy to think that this was only 2.5 years ago. And so after I tried my wraps, I wanted to get started in the business, but we didn't have the $99 to even buy our kit. And so I remember I had to sell some clothes and some stuff online, some things that really meant a lot to me. And that's how I purchased my kit. So when I did that, I hit the ground running and I was ready for more. I was ready to change my life. I was ready, to have financial freedom. And I had not a clue what I was doing. And Tiffany, she was in a few months, but, our upline really wasn't that involved. And we had no idea what was going on. All I knew was to watch my training videos. And so I did that. And, the steps to success, that's what I did day after day. That's what I followed. I followed the chart. I followed the steps to success. And I just started wrapping people, I owned where I was from the beginning. And I think that that's a part of how I'm here is, I never was like, well, I'm only this or I'm only that. I was having team meetings and team trainings when I was a Ruby. I was having opportunity meetings at Starbucks when I was executive. I had no clue what I was doing, but I owned where I was every single step of the way. And I always was confident in the business. And, so I was wrapping people and meeting people and getting in front of people. And we got to double diamond in 4 months by doing that, by getting in front of people and getting the wrap onto people. And I think, that's where my love for the business comes in, is because when you're getting the wrap onto people and when you're meeting face to face, it makes you fall in love with the business in a different way than it does by using social media. And, I work social media to the core. That's where I build most of my business now. Be here if it wasn't for wrapping people, and I wouldn't have fallen in love with the business if it wasn't for wrapping people. And I don't think I would have seen, the vision that I saw if I wasn't getting the wrap on everybody. And so, we just kept building a team and we kept working, and I stayed focused. I never, I didn't even know who top leaders were. I had no clue. I didn't look left and I didn't look right. I put my head down and I focused on my chart and I focused on my business and my team, and I never compared myself, and, I never looked up. And that's how we built to triple in 7 months, presidential in under a year, and then ambassador in under 2 years. And, we're debt free. We travel the world. We're millionaires. Like, it's just so crazy. But I'm just a normal person, which is, I think, the most amazing thing is that, takes people with no sales experience and makes them millionaires. And that's what I love so much about this, is that no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter your background, no matter what you've been through, you can be just as successful as me. I'm just a normal girl from Indiana with not a clue anything about sales. I worked at Suntan City for like a week, and I was like, that's not for me. I can't do it. And so I quit. You don't have to have a fancy degree, or you don't have to be a certain person to be successful in this business. And, it's just has changed our whole life. We were able to get off of our food stamps and get off of our Medicaid. And now we're able to give back and truly live life and not have to worry about the stresses of finances.
I love it. And I love how you said, like, that whole time you were promoting and stuff, you didn't know who top leaders were. Your head was so down and you were so focused on promoting and just working with your team and stuff. Because, like, I know I promoted really fast. I went presidential diamond in 4 months. So I had no idea till I went to close to conference. And when I got asked to speak on stage, I still had no idea who the top leaders were besides the people that were in my upline, besides like Ashley Mirth and Jade Hooper, the people that like I worked with all the time.
Right.
I didn't know Jocelyn Yates really. I didn't know. I didn't really know Stephanie Dunn either. Like I didn't know Carrie, Bauer or anybody. Like I didn't know them, so I didn't have anybody to compare myself to. But then you meet these amazing people with these amazing stories, and it is so inspiring. But you have to also be careful not to compare yourself, because just because someone did it in 11 months or 2 years doesn't mean it's not okay if it takes you 4 years or 5 years to become a millionaire. Like, I think that's so awesome that you said that.
Right. Yeah.
So you've been in 2.5 years, so you kind of found your groove of things and stuff. So what's your best tips? Like when you enroll a distributor, what's your best tips on getting them to go Ruby?
So getting them to go Ruby, the first thing that you want to do is help them cast their vision. So, why are they getting started in the business? You've got to cast their vision, help them with that, have them talk about that out loud, because that's going to be their driving force in the business every single day. Is what is your vision? What is your focus? What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And so that's the first step of going Ruby, is know your vision. And don't be afraid to talk about your vision. Own that. Be confident in that. Don't dumb yourself down when you're speaking to people just because other people aren't familiar with dreaming. It's okay for you to be a dreamer. It's okay for you to want more out of your life. It's okay to have a vision for your life and for yourself. And so you've got to own that, and you've really got to be confident when you're talking to other people to share it with sharing your vision. And from there, you have to take your business very seriously, and you have to kind of take that pressure off of yourself of feeling like you've got to build this in one day, and feeling like, you have to sign anybody and everybody, because you don't. You want to build a solid foundation of a business. You're not just in this for a couple of months. If you're serious about it, you're going to be in it for a long time. So do it right and build it strong. And you really got to focus, what characteristics do you want in a business partner? So I always have my new distributors write down those 5 characteristics. What type of person do you want as a business partner? What type of team do you want? Who are these people? Like, what are you looking for? And that's something you want to have written down where you see it every single day. And, honor yourself and honor your business to know the type of business that you want to build. And when you do that, you're not going to have this, this sense of desperation of, I need to fill this chart. These are people's lives that you're changing. And when you look at that, those boxes, when you realize that those are people's lives, that's when you're going to be blessed. But when you're looking at it as just names to fill into a box, I'm telling you, your business will not grow. So you've really got to think about those characteristics. And then you just got to talk to people. You've got to get the rap onto people. You have to have confidence and meet with people, but you also have to know that people are going to tell you no. And people tell me no every single day still. When I'm blitzing, when I'm messaging, when I'm reaching out, people still tell me no every single day. I've had opportunity meetings and they don't show up. That's just a part of it. So when you realize that, those no's will propel you into yeses and into building a successful business, but be prepared for the no's and don't take it personal, and the more that you hear no, the more that you work your business and believe in your business, those no's, you'll take it like a grain of salt and you'll realize I'm always like, heck, I know what I have my hands on. I know the opportunity. I know the products are incredible. So I'm not going to take your no personal. I'm just going to take it like a grain of salt. And you've got to keep on going. And people will tell you yes. But if you're wanting to get to Ruby and you want to do it quickly, I'm telling you, get in front of people, be confident. Even if you have no idea what you're doing, do it anyways and figure it out as you go. My first wrap party, I didn't have anybody teach me how to blitz. I didn't have anybody teach me how to do a wrap party. I figured it out on my own. And my first wrap party, I had no clue what I was doing. I had no idea, but I did it anyways because I knew that, we needed wrap cash. We had $5 in the bank the day that we signed up. That wrap cash is instant money in your pocket. And it's one of the many ways to generate an income in this business. So when you get the wrap onto people, you're having that instant cash in your pocket. You're able to talk to people and communicate with people and listen to people. And that's huge for your business. It's huge for your network. And, whenever I would do wrap parties, if I didn't know the answer to a question, I would say, you know what? Hold on just a second. Let me ask my upline or let me look that up. And people will respect you so much when you do that. It's okay not to have all of the answers. It's okay not to know everything from the beginning. You don't have to know anything to get started. You just have to get started. And, you really just have to look at your chart and think, what type of team do I want? Who do I want? Who fits that characteristic of someone that I want in a business partner? And start contacting people, reach out to people, connect with people. Everyone has health goals. Everyone has financial goals. 76% of America, just like they say, is one paycheck away from being bankrupt. That's crazy to think. So you have to remember that when you're passing by people, they could use a blitz card. They could use this business. It could change their entire life. So all you have to do is have that 5 seconds of courage to blitz somebody, have that 5 seconds of courage to message someone, and then you just do it. Nobody else can do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. I can't build your business. Courtney can't build your business. You've got to do it for yourself. And, when you realize that you're the only person that can make it or break it, it's up to you to take action. You have to go out and blitz people. You have to go out and wrap people. You have to work social media. And when you're consistent and you do it every single day repeatedly, I can promise you that people are watching you. People are watching your page. I watched Tiffany for 3 months. I didn't like or comment on anything. And I watched her for 3 months. And then I just signed up out of nowhere. I called her and I was like, hey, I want some of those wraps. Out of nowhere. So I'm telling you that someone right now is watching your page. One of my double diamonds, I added her on Facebook and she didn't accept my request for like 6 months. And she finally accepted it. And she said that she watched me for about 7 months. And she told her husband one night, she was like, Andy, if she makes another post tonight about the opportunity, I'm signing up. And sure enough, I did. And she called me crying that night. I'd never spoken to her in my life. And she signed up and now she's a double diamond getting ready to go triple. But what if I would have stopped posting during those 7 months, Where would she be? Where would I be? So you have to remember, I promise you that people are watching you and watching your page. They want to know that you're serious about the business. They want to know that you're consistent, that you're taking it seriously. And I promise that your business will grow, and you're just planting seeds right now, and those will also grow. So you have to stay consistent.
I love that. I just love listening to you. I watched Courtney Bohr for a whole year before I didn't ever like or comment on anything. I unfollowed her on Instagram, and then she followed me again. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll follow her back. Like, I didn't even mean anything intentional by unfollowing her. I was just like, she posts a whole lot. And so I unfollowed her. So I was like, I guess I'll follow her back. And then it was like a month and a half or 2 months later that Ryan's dad had passed away, and I'd been watching her posts. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I tried the hair, skin, and nails, and so I messaged her and immediately signed up, and it's been totally life-changing. So, yes, people are watching you. I watched for a whole year before I ever commented on anything.
Yes.
So after being in for 2.5 years, people think sometimes, the business is like this. You're going to run out of people so we do work social media. We are getting in front of people. So after being in 2.5 years and stuff, what are some ways that you find you still generate new leads and you still find new people to wrap, to talk to enroll that want this opportunity?
I find people everywhere that I go. I just communicate with people. I feel like that's the biggest thing that people forget, is that this is network marketing. Like, you have to network. That's how you're going to grow a business. And just every single person that I meet, I connect with in some way. And, self-development has really, really helped me with, just learning how to listen to people, learning how to connect and communicate. And by meeting, I meet people at the grocery store. I meet people at Target, at the bank. Everywhere that I go is an opportunity. And when you don't blitz somebody, here's the thing, is that you're going to remember their face of the person that you don't blitz. You will never forget their face. So just do it and just connect with them. And you never know. Maybe they could totally be into this, or maybe not, but you'll never know unless you do it. And same thing with social media. Build your network every single day. Build relationships. Listen to people. Connect with people. It's not something that people don't just come knocking at my door. I build my network. I spend hours a day building my network. Most of my enrollments are from follow-ups. My business is built on following up with people and being consistent with doing that. And, every single person, when you're building your network every single day, it just comes naturally. So the more that you blitz, it will come natural. The more that you're adding people on social media, it will come natural. The more people that you wrap, that will also come more natural. So you just have to get into the habit, of doing that every single day, whether you spend 15 minutes a day doing that, or whether you spend 3 hours a day doing that. Connecting with people and adding people to your network every single day, you're not going to run out of people. You will never run out of people to communicate with and connect with. You just have to take the time for your business and do that.
So awesome. So what are some ways that you personally seal the deal with loyal customers? Like, how do you present the loyal customer program?
I just I'm like, well, I'm going to give you my discount. So first of all, they love that they get the 40% off, but I let them know that all of our products are plant-based. And so you really want to give them time to work with your body. It has to heal. Your body has to heal. We have to balance your body. We have to rejuvenate your body. And so the reason that we do the loyal customer program is to give the products time to truly work so that you have your best results. And all that I say is, all you have to do is, some people call it the 90-day challenge, but I just tell them, you're just going to order one product a month for 3 months in a row, and kind of based on their goals. You really want to get to know their goals. And if you're just getting started, this is where your catalog is going to come in handy. This is where product coach is going to come in handy, because the first step that you're going to do when you're communicating with someone who's interested in the products is you're going to ask them, what are your goals? What are they looking for? Do they need to lose weight? Do they need more energy? Do they have joint pain? What's going on? And you have to communicate that with them right away. And when you do that, I always create like a 90-day plan or a 3-month plan based on their goals. And that takes pressure off of me when I'm explaining the program. That takes pressure off of them feeling like, I don't even know any of the products. How am I going to choose three of them, one per month, you know? And so based on that, I'll say, okay, so for the loyal customer program, all you have to do is buy one product a month for 3 months in a row, and then you'll be a loyal customer for life. So your first month, based on your goals, what you told me, we're going to do this product. Your second month, we'll do this. Your third month, we'll do this. And then we'll see where you're at. And then we'll do another 3 months. And so following up and making sure that you're recommending the correct product for them, they're going to have results and they're going to be loyal customers for life. And when you really take that time following up with them, designing a plan for them, especially after those 3 months, you want them to continue to order. So once those 3 months are over, let's talk about their new goals. Let's talk about what do they want to focus on now, and let's get them set up for another 3 months. And so when you design a plan for them based on their goals, that is going to help you so much. And, you know, that's what your catalog is for. That's what your upline is for, your team pages. If you're like, hey guys, somebody is wanting to lose weight and do this and that, what 3 products can I recommend to them? And I always ask them, you know, what's your price range? How much do you want to spend a month? Because if they're wanting to spend like $150, let's recommend 3 or 4 products for them. Let's kind of take it up a notch. And so those are questions you want to make sure you're asking. What's your price range? What are your goals? And then based on that, you do the work for them. You tell them, month 1, month 2, month 3, this is what you're going to get. Here's your login. Here's your password. You will have complete access over your entire account. You can add things, change things. And when you're following up and you're communicating, like I just, yesterday, one of my loyal customers, she's been on the greens. And I was like, Sarah, add the chews to your cart with the greens and add the probiotic. You're going to be in heaven. And so she's like, okay, because I've taken care of her and she trusts me, you know? And so do that for your customers. Take care of your customers. Those are going to eventually be your business partners. So take care of them, you know, really honor what their goals are and, you know, guide them with that. And that will take so much pressure off of everybody.
I love those tips because it's just cool to hear how everybody offers it differently. So that's so awesome because that's something we, like my team, I know hasn't heard a lot of. So I love the way you presented it. It's so awesome. So I didn't put this in the questions I was going to ask you, but since you said it and you've said it before, like on one of our calls that I've done. So after the 3 months, after they're a loyal customer and stuff, do you offer the opportunity to them, or how do you convert your current loyal customers to distributors?
Yes, after their 3 months, I keep track and make sure I'm following up. When their 3 months is over, I always introduce the business every single time. So I would say, like, if Alexa, she's finished her 3 months, I would say, hey Alexa, I'm so glad that you've loved your products. Now that you've tried your 3 months, are you interested in making some extra money while you're continuing to use the products? And just sharing them with people. And usually, you know, it's a yes or no. And if they're not interested at the time, then I'm like, okay, let's get you set up for another 3 months. Get your loyal customers to try out different products, you know, get their hands on many different things that we offer. And when they end up joining, they're going to rock it because they're going to have experience using so many different products. But yeah, every single time their 3 months is over, I introduce the business. And so many of my customers are my distributors now because I continue to follow up and I recommend different products and I focus on their goals and they have results and they want to share that with people and make their own money.
That's such good tips. I love it. Let's see. So, on average, we always say, you know, complete your steps to success. Some people think that those 3 distributors are really, really hard every month, you know, so what are some ways, or it's kind of the same thing about like presenting the loyal customer program, but how do you seal the deal with your distributors? So whenever you're enrolling, how do you find a successful way to seal the deal with them?
You know, I really create a sense of urgency when I'm talking to people, and I don't beat around the bush. Like if you saw a conversation with me and someone, you know, I'm very to the point, and I make it about them. So that's something you have to remember is these are people's lives. These are people who have goals and dreams just as much as you do. So pay attention to that. And, when I'm having conversations with people, I really listen. I ask them, what monthly income would help you breathe, or what monthly income would help you sleep at night? And then I have them send me that. And then I also have them send me, what are your top 5 goals? If you achieve this income, what are your top 5 goals that you would accomplish while having this income? And I have them send me that as well. And on the iPhone, and I think it's every phone, under contacts, like under a certain person, there's a note section. And I always put that in the note section under their name, so that when I'm following up with them, I could say, Nicole, we just talked last week and you said you wanted this $2,000 a month so that you could pay for childcare, so that you could get a new refrigerator, so that you guys could finally take a family vacation. Remind them why they contacted you in the first place. And people aren't used to dreaming and wanting more. So you have to do it many times. You've got to just remind them why they contacted you. And a lot of the time, my follow-ups are a lot like, where are you at 1 through 10? 10 being you're ready to join the business tonight. And I wait for their response, and they give me a number. And then I say, okay, how can we get you to a 10? And that's when they're really going to voice some things that they haven't maybe talked about. Maybe they don't have the $99, but they haven't said that. Maybe they have some questions that they haven't asked you yet. For some reason, they just don't have the guts to ask. Whatever it is, that's usually when they're going to voice things that are holding them back. So I always ask, where are you at 1 through 10? And how can we get you to a 10? And that is going to be awesome for sealing the deal. So do that as well. One thing I also do is, I learned this tip from Sarah Rankin, but she says, how long has money been this tight? And you just got to ask people that. If someone would have asked me that, I probably would have broke down and been like, money has been tight for 3.5, 4 years. And it's crazy because people don't really think about it that way. So when you ask them, how long has money been this tight? It's like an aha moment in itself. They're like, my gosh, money has been tight for 2 years. Like, they don't even realize that money's been tight for so long. Or maybe it's only been tight for a few months, but they're like, it freaks them out. They're like, money's been tight for three months. Like, what are we doing? And so that's also a question that I always ask people. But I don't just sign people right away. It takes a lot of following up. The average people that I sign about 10 to 15 people a month. They're follow-ups. And when I say follow-ups, I mean, like, I have followed up with them probably 5 to 20 times. And my business is built on follow-ups, but I'm consistent with that. And, I never stop following up with people, but I really make sure that I'm listening to them and I'm paying attention to them, and I get them on the phone as soon as I can, because that right there is going to save you so much time. And, we all have lives. So if you can learn to jump on the phone, practice with someone, practice with your upline, your sideline, practice with a sibling, your husband, whoever it is, practice getting people on the phone and have those conversations. And I'm telling you that a 10-minute conversation with someone is like 3 weeks of texting back and forth. Right there, you have the full conversation. And a lot of the times, I usually can seal the deal when I get them on the phone. They hear my voice. I have to make a connection with them somehow, especially if you're building on social media. You have to really work hard for that relationship. So you have to connect with these people in one way or another, whether it's getting them on the phone or doing some voice memos. Let them know that you are a real person. You're not just a robot behind the computer. Let them know that you care about them and their goals.
I love those tips. It's even something I struggle with, is getting on the phone. I hate talking on the phone with anybody. I mean, even people that I know, I hate talking on the phone. Like, I would rather text or voice message rather than ever talk on the phone. So that's something I've even been practicing, is getting on the phone with people, or when they call me, like, not to avoid their call and be like, oh, I'm busy, like, and I have to text them or whatever. So that's something that even I, as an ambassador, that I have to work on, because I am very guilty of being behind the computer, behind my phone, and not interacting, voice to voice and stuff. So I love that you said that. What's some advice you can give for those that have been in for a while and haven't yet promoted or feel like their business is at like a standstill?
Oh goodness.
They get so discouraged, and so then they just end up quitting, and they think this doesn't work, this isn't for me. So the people that, and they do some, and some of them do put in the work, they're just not seeing the results.
You kind of have to, I feel like if you have been in for a while and your business just isn't growing, you've really got to have to connect with yourself, and you have to ask yourself, whether you're just getting started or have been in for a while, you really have to ask yourself, if I sat here and I said, do you believe that you could be successful in this business? What's your answer? Yes or no? And for a lot of people, it's yes, absolutely, I can be successful in this business. But you have to take action towards that success. You have to believe it in your core that you can be successful in this business. And I mean, to the core, you have to believe it, because a lot of the time, if you've been in for a while and you're not promoting and you're at a standstill, chances are that you don't believe that in your core that you can be successful. So you have to dig deep, and you have to create a vision of what you want out of this business and live by that. Live and breathe your vision for what you want out of this business. Anyone can be successful, but you have to believe it. And you really have to believe in the business itself, believe in the products. And when you do that, your business will grow. And what you have to understand is that it's not going to happen overnight. That was one thing that inspired me so much when I was at my first event, is I was listening to the ambassadors speaking on stage. And, some had been in for 7 months and they went ambassador. Some had been in for 9 years and they went ambassador. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, because you will get there. If you believe it in your core, and if you follow the steps to success and you blitz and you're rapping people and you're using social media, you will get there without a doubt. You will be successful. You can be a millionaire. You can be an ambassador diamond. You can speak on stage, but that's up to you. So if you feel like you're doing everything, and you're not getting anywhere, you kind of have to ask yourself, are you really doing everything? How many people have you rapped this week? How many people did you give your blitz card to today? How many people did you message on social media? Because there's a big difference between just posting on social media and actually getting the rap on people and actually getting your card into people's hands and actually having conversations. And so, I fell into that trap. I was there. I have been there. I have struggled with that, is, staying busy in my mind. That's something I really struggled with. I thought I was doing a lot for my business. When I was Emerald, I thought I was doing everything for my business, and I was exhausted. In my business, Emerald was one of the hardest ranks for me to achieve. And so I realized, I was doing some self-development, and chances are that you're probably not doing enough of that. If you've been in and you're still where you are, you have to pour into yourself every single day. That is going to grow your business. Your business will never grow larger than your mind. And you have to make sure and ask yourself, are you really doing what it takes to be successful? Or are you staying busy in your mind? So maybe you feel like you're doing a lot, but it's all right here. You're not taking any action. You're not rapping anybody. You're not blitzing anybody. You're not even messaging people. And so you have to really ask yourself that. Do you believe you can be successful? Do you believe in the business? Do you believe in these products? And are you truly doing what it takes? Because chances are you're not. And there was a point where I wasn't, and I had to get real with myself. And I'm the only person that can pay off our debt. I'm the only person that can change my life. Nobody else is going to do it for me. Nobody can motivate you. Nobody can do anything for you. You've got to find your own fire. You have to find your vision. I can't have a vision for you. Only you can have that for yourself. And so you've got to get real with yourself and ask yourself those questions.
On self-development, what are, so I know you do, like, you read a lot of books, you do a lot of self-development, and I do too. What are some of your favorite self-development books that some would be good for some of them to get started with?
So, Thinking for a Change by John Maxwell is always like the first one that you should really get started with. John Maxwell is incredible. I know Mark, our CEO, is one of his favorite authors and mentors, and just he's an incredible person, John Maxwell. So Thinking for a Change is great to get started with. The Magic of Thinking Big is a great book. I forget who the author is of that. Compound Effect is great, but I would start by doing 15 to 30 minutes a day, and do it every single day. Set an alarm in your phone, an opportunity alarm. I have one that wakes me up every morning, and I immediately do my self-development. Or, you have to take care of yourself, take care of your mind. And when you do that every day, no matter what happens, when you're doing your self-development, you know that if anything else happens, at least, I poured into myself. My mind's right. I know what my focus needs to be, but life happens. And so I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for self-development. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for pouring into myself. It's taught me about leadership. It's taught me about myself. It's given me confidence. It's allowed me to have conversations with people that I probably wouldn't have been able to have if it wasn't for doing self-development. It's taught me about leadership. What kind of people do I want to be surrounded by? It teaches you so much about relationships, how to communicate, how to listen to people. And it helps you just grow so much. And Mike Patillo, he says, your business will never grow larger than your mind. And I believe that to the core. I absolutely believe it. And when you start doing self-development, your business will bloom. You will grow. When you hear a no, you're going to take it like a grain of salt because of self-development. When you have a distributor who's maybe giving you a hard time, you're going to know how to communicate, how to handle that because of self-development. It will change everything. It will change who you are as a person. It will make you wiser and stronger and just a great leader.
You're so awesome. I love all that too. And I love those books. I haven't read those books yet, so I would need to read those too.
You'll love
them. Perfect. What advice can you give about the seasons of the business? With the pruning season, people quitting, what are some ways that you encourage your team to keep pushing through? Because, there has been a lot of volume drops. There has been a lot of people quitting, changing, going to different companies, different things. So what are some ways that you really keep your distributors focused, even though they're losing rank or they're losing volume or whatever the case?
I never really focus on the people that leave. You just got to bless and release people. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen every day, every month, every year. That's just business. It's just how it is. But again, it comes back, self-development is how I've handled so much of that. It's how I've been able to coach my team through volume drops and losing ranks. But what you have to realize, is that this is business. Like, you're going to have volume drops. You're going to have people who fall off. You're going to have people who lose rank. But you've got to keep on going. You can't slow down. You can't get distracted. You've got to stay focused and get your teams focused. So make sure that they know, their vision. Make sure they know their path. Make sure that they have their goals written down. And all that you can do is, just coach people through when someone quits, bless and release, and then you have to keep on working, and then eventually when it comes down to volume dropping, you were working during all of that time when other people were distracted. So maybe you do have a little bit of a volume drop, but you're not losing rank because you kept working and you kept fighting. And so when other people are losing rank, you're not. And maybe your volume dropped a little bit, but you're not losing rank because you kept going when other people got distracted. And so you have to really make sure that you're not letting anything distract you. And you just have to know that this is business. Life is going to happen. Business is going to happen. Continue to fill your steps to success. Don't lose sight of that. Every single month after month after month, your steps to success is all that you have to focus on. It's all that you have to have your team focus on. And there's going to be hiccups along the way. Absolutely. You know, I've had people on my team who have went to other companies and it totally crushed me. But I was like, you know what? There's all these people who they need me. I have to keep on going, or I have more lives to change. And you know what? If someone wants to leave, go ahead. You go, because you're just making room for other people, you know? And you just kind of have to just toughen up a little bit and keep pushing through it. And it will end, you know. The volume drop isn't always going to be there. People are not always going to quit. You just have to really tough it out and build that thick skin and know that this is business. This is life. This is just how it is. It's reality. You know, it's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's hard work. It's dedication. It's sleepless nights and sacrifices. And a lot of people are just too lazy to do it. And a lot of people, you know, have this microwave mentality where they think that they're going to be successful in a week or 2 weeks, you know, and there are people that do have success quickly, but for a lot of people, they're not doing what it takes to have that quick success. So get rid of the microwave mentality and know that your time will come and your success will come in time. But it's a learning process every single day. You will grow and learn every day in your business. And of course, it's going to happen. You know, that's just how it is. But when you stay focused and you help your team stay focused and you have a goal and you have a vision, those are just going to be like little bumps. It's not going to make or break your business.
I love all of that. This wasn't on the questions I put on there, but I mean, it's going to be easy for you. We have a lot of people on here that are going to be at conference for the first time. Can you share your aha moment or how conference changed your business?
Yes. So my first event, I was an Emerald, and this was when I was really struggling, and I didn't even have the money to go. I had to sell more stuff because we started paying off all of our debt. And all of a sudden there was this event, and I was like, well, crap, we just have been paying stuff off. So I had to sell more stuff and sell wraps. And that's how I got there, is I just started selling my wraps. I started selling stuff. And when I got to Florida, this is so crazy to think about. When I got to Florida, I had one other person on my team go with me. And this year we have hundreds, and it's crazy. But I had one other girl go with me. And when we got there, I called my sister and I wanted to come home. I didn't even want to stay. I wanted to turn right back around and go home. And she was like, no, just stay. You never know what's going to happen. And she was like, you're already there. You might as well just stay. Who cares? And so I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And again, I was really struggling in my business then. And so I ended up staying anyways. And whenever I walked into the event, it changed my life. Just walking into the room, you guys, it's so crazy to explain. I can hardly even explain it. You've got to experience it yourself. You know, it's in this business, oftentimes you feel like we're the crazy ones. We're the dreamers. We're the people who want more. And it's not normal. What we do isn't normal. People don't have a brain cell for the wrap. People don't have a brain cell for network marketing. People don't have a brain cell for so much of what we do. So sometimes you feel like you're alone and you're a crazy person. And so when you go to these events, you immediately, when you walk into this room, you are going to feel the craziest amount of energy that you will ever experience in your life. It's I felt this peace flood over me. I could hardly even catch my breath. Okay. And I sat in the back of the room and I sat there and I listened to Mark on stage. I got a picture with him and, it was crazy, just the energy in the room. But what really changed my business is, I was sitting in the back of the room and I was listening to all of these stories of people on stage, and just, they were normal people. And, again, I didn't really know who any top leaders were. I didn't know who anybody was. And so I was just listening to people, and I was like, my gosh, these are normal people. Just like I said, some people, it took them 7 months to get to ambassador and be on stage. Some people, it took them up to 9 years. And so I sat there in the back of the room and I listened to their stories and I listened to their testimonies, and they were just like me. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're big or small. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your past. It doesn't matter who you are. You can stand on that stage and be successful. And so when I realized that, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it lit a fire inside of me. And I just asked myself, why not me? Why can't I do this for my family? Why can't I prove this to myself? Why can't I blow my own mind and be a top income earner and be an ambassador diamond? These people are just like me. They don't have any crazy skills. They are normal people. And so whenever I got home, it lit a fire inside of me, and I don't even know, honestly, what happened. It was like I blacked out for 6 days. And I went from emerald to double diamond in 6 days. And
6 days?
6 days.
I don't think I knew that.
Yep. And I have no clue how it even happened. Honestly, I just, it really showed me that I had the opportunity to change so many people's lives. So you have to remind yourself of that. Don't get caught up in staying busy in your mind. Don't get caught up in, being hard on yourself and taking the business too seriously. You've got to have fun while you're doing it. And so for 6 days, I was calling everybody. I was rapping everybody. It just lit a fire inside of me that it's never gone out. And that's why you have to get to events, is because it fills you up and it lights your fire. And, when you stick with that and you remind yourself of those moments, it will fuel your fire every single day. And it completely changed my whole life.
You're so awesome. Thank you so much for getting on here with us.
You are so welcome.
So awesome. Everybody was so pumped about you being on here with us. So they were super excited. They were like, we love her. We love her pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So thank you so much for getting on here with me.
You are so welcome. Love you guys.
I think Riker really likes listening to you too, because he was kicking me in the ribs the whole time.
Oh my gosh, little pumpkin. I can't wait to squeeze
yes,
him.
He's getting bigger because he's like, my stomach like moves when he kicks.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So yes, he liked it too. So thank you.
You're welcome. Night,
bye,
everybody.
girl.